Hello everyone and welcome back to a Best of 5 series of professional StarCraft 2. Today it's time for a Terran versus Protoss, where in game number 1 we find ourselves on 2,000 atmospheres. Now in the top right hand corner of the map, playing with the red Terran SCVs and already sending out one of those bad boys to watch the other side of the map. From France, we have none other than Clem, an absolute channel favorite, one of the very best StarCraft 2 players in the world. His opponent, however, a player I don't really cover on the YouTube channel nearly as often. What are we doing, by the way, Mr. Clem? Are we gonna plant the barracks down? I guess so, right? That's the only thing that really makes sense. Where are we gonna put it? Right over here in the back of the main base here of the Protoss? Alright, fair enough. Anyways, playing with the blue Protoss probes from Taiwan, we have none other than Nice. Now, Nice is one of those players who I cover from time to time because he plays some fantastic StarCraft 2, and every once in a while everything seems to click in his head and he's playing just amazingly well, but oftentimes as well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's some cool strategies there, but it doesn't really work out against some of the best players on the planet. Now, this particular series, I have no idea who wins, but it's the semi-finals of a recent ESL Open Cup. So I don't really know what happened here, but I guess we're gonna find out. So Nice, his biggest adversary in StarCraft 2, at the very least at the competitive level, is Haas. Right? Now another player I don't really cover as often as I probably should, but Haas definitely plays some funky StarCraft 2 games. And let's just say that Nice is not afraid to do similar things as well. He went for a block right here inside of the main base on top of the ramp here of Clem. And now apparently he's like, wait a second, the pylon went up. I guess I may as well go ahead and plant down a gateway. And now he follows it up with a pylon as well. This is exactly what I'm saying, okay? So there's double gateway right here for Nice. There's a proxy barracks right here for Clem, who's now forced to re-rally all the way back to home. The first pylon here will be killed. First pylon in the main base of the Terran, that is. That gateway is gonna finish. I mean, it takes a lot of SCVs to shut this down. I mean, eventually, this gateway will be done, right? In the meantime, what's happening on the other side of the map? A Zealot is moving across, and Adept is being chrono boosted out as well. And now there's a shield battery coming up as well. Shield battery will be cancelled, but eventually the Zealot now is inside of the main base. SCV is desperately trying to shut this down. Good cancelling right here by Nice. I don't even get a time to breathe right here in the earlier stages of this game. I was gonna, tell you what their current ranks are and stuff according to a Legalec and all that, but all of that has already been thrown out of the window as Nice is doing nice things. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's perfectly capable of playing normal standard macro games. He does that as well. But right now at the 2-minute mark, or I guess nearly the 3-minute mark, Nice is making Adept inside of the main base of Clem. Alright. He's gotta be very careful though. That proxy barracks not working out at all right here for Clem. Okay. Once again, another pylon is gonna be able to repower that Adept. Second Adept now pops out as well. Shield battery, of course, nowhere to be seen. He needs to deal more damage. This is not enough just yet, is it? Yeah, you'd love it right here as a Terran player to have a tech lab available, right? If only that barracks was home so you could actually maybe pump out some Marines as well or make a tech lab and then start up a Cyclone. But I think that the crisis management right here from Clem is still decent enough, even though he has been losing a lot of mining time. I mean, I'm mostly staring here at the worker count that's still left over, but most of those workers here from Clem haven't really been mining whatsoever. Alright. Eventually, I think we'll stabilize. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, Nice is already moving on towards his own natural expo, and obviously this is still one base Terran right here. Hey, so I guess if you were unfamiliar with Nice as a player, because I haven't posted him all too often on the YouTube channel, especially as of late, I guess this gives you a good enough indication, right? I think you'll probably get a feeling for the playstyle that he likes to go for. Now, in my mind, and maybe this is just, me watching a lot of StarCraft 2, and maybe it's not entirely correct, but players that are at the top of their skill level, right? Like, for example, someone like Clem. Clem literally like top 5 in the world or so, right? They, generally speaking, are very good at one thing in particular, and that is not dying to stupid stuff. Honestly, that's the main goal as a StarCraft player. You gotta learn how to not die to stupid stuff, right? So you gotta try and just simply survive for as long as possible. As time progresses, I guess you get better at that. But in my mind, I just, like, here's the thing. If there's ever, like, a best of 7 between, like, a Maru and a Nice, or a Zero and a Nice, I find it hard to imagine that they, you know, Nice that is, even get, like, 1 point on the scoreboard. Just because, especially Maru and Zero are just so good at not dying to dumb stuff. Anyways. It seems like sometimes, though, apparently there's a day where everything goes really well for Nice, and he manages to make it to the semis. That being said, I mean, I don't know who wins this, but my money right here, if I were a betting man, would definitely be on Clem, if that makes any sense. Anyways, Reaper gonna go back in for jump number 74. We've already seen 3 Reapers going down, and this wasn't actually really a Reaper opener. But I guess Clem had to think on the fly. At the same time, by the way, there was a full wall in right here from Nice. He's now transitioning towards that Blink upgrade, and once it's done, he's gonna be in a pretty good spot against all of these Terran units that are moving around the map. For now, by the way, it almost looks like he's playing Terran mech here. I love this about the Taiwanese Protoss players. They play some crazy StarCraft. This is where they really shine, right? Like, they create chaos, and in that chaos, they feel comfortable. It's like, for example, when you watch some of the Bly games as well, or maybe some of the Florencio matches even, you just know that the opponent is spending a lot of time thinking about a game of StarCraft. Like, personally, for example, okay, here's maybe a decent example, or a decent way to put it. I feel like I'm pretty good at StarCraft because I have, like, I've thought about games outside of the game itself. And what I mean with that is that as soon as, like, the game goes crazy, and as soon as something, like, goes out of the whatever is considered the standard, I can't really think while inside of the game. Instead, what I need to do is load up the replay and then think about the game afterwards and imagine what I would do differently next time around. And I guess that's where players like Nice, like Haas, like Bly, like, for example, Florencio really shine. They just simply play crazy build orders that they have played before, so they have familiarity with the situation, that they've already thought about it. And the opponent is like, what's going... What? Huh? You can't do that? Wait, is that even... Huh? Is that even legal? I think that's probably where most of these players... yeah, really, really shine. What I'm trying to say is that I suck at thinking about strategy while playing a strategy game. It was actually a self-roast. Anyways, third Nexus right here coming up for Nice. At this point, though, Clem is just happily transitioning towards his good old bread and butter. There's the stim pack, there's the combat shield. +1 infantry weapons coming up in the NG bay in the back of the main mineral line. And despite the fact that Nice right now does have the blink done. Look at that gun. Whoa. Never seen a gun twirl like that in a game. Anyways, these Stalkers are like 2 minutes late. What we do have, though, is 6 additional gateways and a third Nexus that has been spotted. So... yeah, okay, I was gonna say, maybe he wants to go for like a full-on all-in or something along those lines, and the third base is fake? I'm not entirely sure, but he's still adding on probes, so I guess it's not. Anyways. Archon Zealot Stalker, still definitely a unit comp that is powerful. I imagine these Hellions would try and poke in just to confirm that there's actually probes mining over at the third base, but Clem already smelling blood in the water. Ooh, a misblink right there from Nice. I've got a feeling that this is going to be the killer move right here for Clem. Clem doesn't care if his opponent has got 10 gateways. He doesn't care if there's a fake third base. He's been winning the earlier stages of the game despite all the drama. Now, that was a wonderful feedback right there. That a random High Templar feedback the Raven. Normally, this would be especially good if there would be like a Colossus out or something along those lines, but none of that is happening. This is the strangest way to buy time ever. Battery overcharged on Archon, I guess we'll keep those shields nice and healthy. The problem is there's a couple of siege tanks in the back. Protoss right now, no, with a decent economy. If you can somehow, some way hold on, that would be nice. But there is absolutely... hey, pun not intended. There's no way, right? There's way too much Marine Marauder at this point. I think that means we are gonna go to game number 2, because, yeah, there's really no way that Protoss is gonna hold on to their third. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I imagined this series to go. So if Clem can somehow, some way make the game somewhat standard, in my mind, he is the clear favorite. However, I think Nice is going to be, yeah, the one we have to pay very close attention to, because I think he's going to do some some shenanigans as this series progresses. Game number 2 is on Berlingrad. Pretty normal map, nothing out of the ordinary. There is a probe moving out very early. I think in game number 1 he planted the pylon right over here and then followed it up with a gateway, right? That's not quite normal. It is already quite uncommon to plant a pylon over here. Can be a bit annoying, I suppose. Alright, eventually that barracks will start up. It's a very early probe, by the way. It's one of those things that technically shouldn't really scare you all that much, but I think against someone like Nash, you'd be like, oh my god, that probe is earlier than, you know, it really should be, I guess. So maybe I need to be a little bit concerned. Anyways, everything's normal here for Nice. He's started up a pylon at home. He's gone for a gateway over here as well. And he's got an assimilator on the gas geyser right now. Second barracks going up inside of the main base of Clem. Alright, so real quick, Mr. Nice, as far as his current standings go, according to Aligalek, yeah, he's considered to be the rank 57 in the world. So still very good, right? Still a very formidable player for sure. Clem currently considered to be the number 7 in the world. So Clem definitely was a little bit higher up as far as those rankings go. Maybe not having the best of times recently. Obviously, you can't always be getting better and better and better. Clem for several years there seemed to just be improving relentlessly. Every year he was just much better than, you know, the year prior to it. Anyways, he seems to have stabilized a little bit. Oh my god, we're gonna recall the one probe. Seconds before the Reaper is out? I guess that's worth it. Yeah, the problem is now you're gonna, you know, have one less chrono boost available. So it's not like that is free. Anyways, shield batteries coming up at home. What's going on with this? Okay, with these probes. One of them was going around the other side right here, but they're gonna go in between the structures over here and they make it to the base eventually. Alright, anyways. Relatively normal game here so far. Other than that recall and the fact that we have a double barracks opener. This is actually a thing you see all the time as well against players that like to play crazy games. It's when the opponent, who normally is known to play standard, decides to play some crazy stuff as well in a desperate attempt to try and take some sort of control. I wonder if Clem is gonna fall for that trap, because I've never really seen that work out very well. Anyways, 3 Reapers here is not very conventional at all. Problem is, there's already 2 shield batteries up. There's a Stalker patrolling around as well. Second Stalker is soon gonna be around, and yeah, judging by the Twilight Council, I think we are gonna go for a normal game once more. Or, well, at least a normal follow-up. Get him, Jimmy! SCV right there helping out. It was originally sent down towards the low ground to finish the command center, but that will do the trick. Alright. Alright. So we're stabilizing. We're stabilizing once again. So in my mind, this should be an advantage right here for the Frenchman. I'd like to be proven wrong though. Robo facility here as a follow-up as well. Okay. So most of the time with these sort of Stalker openers, obviously, we see a lot of like big blink Stalkers inside of the main base. Like a large group of them from the high ground to the low ground, to the high ground, to the low ground, to the natural, blink on the siege tank, Terran GGs, right? That's what we see all the time. Alternatively, of course, you can just go into the Robo facility, take a third Nexus. This is exactly what Clem is currently scouting for as well. He would kind of like to know how many gateways there are roughly. So he's going to figure out here that it's soon going to be only 3 gateways, actually. It's not too much. Yeah, very conventional game here so far by Nice. Maybe he's been changing his ways as well. Like, it has honestly been quite some time since I've seen a Nice game. I think this is my first game that I've seen of his since, like, maybe early December, something along those lines. So it's been a little bit. Anyways, maybe he's been changing his playstyle a little as well, you know? Not the best hallucinated Phoenix. Saw someone asking, by the way, in the YouTube comment section. So, real quick, those hallucinations you see flying around are from a unit called the Sentry. So it's got a skill called Hallucination, which allows you to basically hallucinate a bunch of different units. And the most commonly used one is the Phoenix because, well, it's all the same amount of energy. That was a little sloppy, by the way. You really don't want to be losing Stalkers here. Ooh, I like this. Actually, the grenades coming in from the side as well on those Reapers. Anyways, the hallucinations are just energy. They can't really fight. They're just there for scouting. Still a very helpful ability, though. Fun fact, actually, if you hallucinate, for example, probes, you get a bunch of them. You don't just get one. In theory, a cool idea. You could fake a saturated mineral line, I suppose, but realistically speaking, that's never really been used all too much. Second shield battery coming up right now. Siege tank very far in the back. Shield battery just gets targeted down here. Without a shield battery, these bio units are pretty strong. Additional gateways, though, just about to finish up. Charge is going to be done soon as well. Yeah, so Nice is just trying to create multiple layers right here of shield batteries. Making sure he doesn't get destroyed. Third CC on the back of this from Clem. Not quite going all in. Okay, there's the battery overcharge. Immortal. Immortal really wants to be hitting that siege tank, but nice unsiege right there by Clem. Bringing it back down to safety. There is an observer over here for Nice, so he can see where all of those units are, despite the fact that they are right behind the tall grass. Immortal target firing down the siege tank, and I think eventually this will be broken. That being said, yeah, that was quite a few Stalkers going down as well. Alright. Good attempt there by Clem. But good showcase there as well from Nice. That he is not just a player who's going to roll over in a normal game. That's one of those pushes like, hey, I'm going to test how good you actually are. Because this is a push you should be able to hold, but, you know, if you made any sorts of mistakes in the early game, I might just be able to obtain the victory right here, right now. It's one of those, like, almost like one of those skill checks, right? You go for one of those little move outs. You know it probably shouldn't win the game against really good players, but you also know that the opponent is pretty fond of cheesing. Alright, third CC, gonna fly on over. Pretty late +1, by the way. Anyways, got the Storm upgrade here coming up. A couple of High Templar being warped in too. Zealots are just flying around, or, well, flying around. They're moving around to see if there's a third base already taken here for the Terran player. Once again, he sees a large move out. Zealot right here on the right side of the map. And a Prism here on the left side as well. So he does have an awful lot of gateways. Okay, yeah, he's got 6 right now. Actually, I thought he already had 8. Thought he was going to go up to 10 gateways here. So it's actually completely normal. Okay, Zealots inside of the main base. 1 Zealot inside of the natural. Terran decides to play it safe and not really go for any risks. And he knows that there's going to be a lot more Zealots where those came from, so... Ooh, okay. Good retargeting right there on that Widow Mine, but... Still, you're going to need a little bit more on that Prism to kill it. There's the recall, except for 2 of the Zealots. Yeah, this is looking really good for Nice. Buying himself a ton of time, losing a few Zealots here and there, but all things considered, this is very doable. Especially since he now actually has some proper tech, right? It's not like he's got a low-tier army here. We have a nice little mid-game force, whereas, well, one bad storm on this army can absolutely be a disaster here for Clem. Clem doesn't have a Ghost Academy done yet. He's only just now starting it up. Alright. Jimmy moving around, scouting for a 4th base. Making sure that everything's normal on the other side of the map. 4th base, though, is going to go up on the left side. Interestingly enough. Always seems very exposed to me, but... No missile turrets inside of the main base. Okay. Marine over here on the left side of the map as well is just going to check that location. Zealots, I guess, want to be able to charge wherever they please. So rocks are being destroyed as well. There's now 2 War Prisms available. Okay. 4th base is scouted. Zealots right here split up from the pack, but they see the amount of Terran here and decide better of it. Creating some chaos in the 3rd base while simultaneously dropping Zealots in the main. This is a skill check from Nice. It's like, hey, are you capable of multitasking? Yeah. Clem can do it, man. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Alright. So... This worries me a little bit, though, for Nice. Because while in game number 1 he was very close to winning, I mean, he can still win this game as well. It's just that I've seen Clem win from many of those situations as well. Okay. Zealots right here trying to dodge as many of the Widow Mines as possible. Okay, most of the Widow Mines did detonate just now. There's High Templar inside of that Warp Prison. So his plan is to drop them and then, drop storms right here on top of these armies as well. The RFU Ghost already out. He's being very conservative so far with the Psionic Storms. Disruptors are also available right now for our Protoss player. This is an army composition that is not easy to micro. Clemdo creating a very nice area here. I love the burrowing right there of the Widow Mines and the positioning of all of that. That being said, maybe the siege tanks are a little bit, too far by themselves. Okay, Disruptors will be dodged. Nice moves right there by the Frenchman. He is extremely split up though. Okay, High Templar getting some decent damage done. Most of them will be sacrificed here as well. GG is cold. And that wasn't the best of battles right there for our Protoss. Game number 3. We're on Blackburn. What are we gonna do, Mr. Nice? I always like this this clan decal, by the way. He's on clan GGG, which, just let me get this correct. Yeah, it stands for Good Game Gaming. They have a couple of good players on there. Dream is on there, Nice is on there, Cyan and Ratata. Ratata? Ratata? I've heard a couple of different pronunciations. Remember Vanya? The Russian Zerg player? Yeah, he decided to rename his username. So he's no longer known as he's now known as Ratata. I don't know why. I actually think changing your username, changing your nickname as a StarCraft pro is one of the silliest things you can do. This was very popular back in Wings of Liberty. Players would change their names all the time, especially like the StarCraft Brood War pros. They were moving on over to StarCraft 2, right? Some of them at the very least did. And they would, like, switch their nickname up for some reason. Because, like, apparently it was, like, a whole new world. I'm not entirely sure. Fun fact, actually, a bunch of them that, like, moved back then as well also were once again known by their old nicknames. So it's all... yeah, it's all a little bit confusing. Anyways, the thing is, right, if you're a StarCraft player, really, like, making a name for yourself is extremely hard because your face is obviously not in the game. Your voice is not in the game. It's just your gameplay, right? And your nickname. That's really all you have. So, changing... I don't think it's smart. Like, imagine right now I'm gonna change my nickname. Imagine, I don't know, naming my YouTube channel after, like, a season or something. Imagine I'd be known as, like, Spring. Or Summer. Or, like, Winter or something. That's terrible. Imagine... wouldn't want that. No, but like, all jokes aside, I think changing your nickname as a pro gamer is not particularly good, but it still happens every once in a while. Anyways, if you really don't like your nickname, I guess it's fine. But I always thought that Vanya was a really good one. Apparently it's just a regular name in Russia. Someone explained it to me on stream. Apparently it was probably a nickname he didn't think all too much about, but I think it's pretty recognizable. Anyhow, normal game once again from Nice. Can you believe that? It is going to be a Stargate. Twilight Council's not really working out all too well for him. And I'm sure that Mr. Clem here on the other side of the map is more than happy to play this type of game. So far, as soon as the game stabilized, he's been in firm control. Gets a perfect scout right now as well off that Stargate, so he knows what he's going up against. At the very least, what he should be going up against. There are still definitely some tricks you can do with the Stargate openers too, but... Factory really far in the back. Although, not far enough. Nice sees it right there, which is quite good for him. He really wants to get that, that mule, but that's never gonna happen. Okay, it's gotta be Phoenixes. I like Phoenixes a lot, always have. One of the more fun units. We don't really see them all too often anymore. They're still relatively popular, I guess, in PvT. But I always thought they were cool as well in Zerg versus Protoss. Sorry. No, but I always thought they were very cool in Zerg versus Protoss as well. These days, they're not very popular. That's one way of canceling the lock-on. Just lift it up gently. Excuse me, sir. Do you want to learn how to fly? You flew only for a little bit. Now I was forced to, yeah, sit down again. That lock-on ability does go on cooldown, of course. Alright, and now we're gonna go for the Twilight Council. This is a more complex unit composition. Ooh, okay. Alright, nice. I was gonna say, man. Game number 1 started off very promisingly. What's going on here right now? Okay. Game number 1 started off very promisingly with some crazy shenanigans. I want to see some more of it. This is still relatively tame rather, going for the third, like, at the gold, I guess. But Jimmy over here is a man with a mission. Clem knows what he's playing against. Clem's so good, dude. Clem's so good. By the way, he's not playing on his Mlem account, right? Pretty much every single time that I cast Clem, he's in Clen Mlem. In Team Liquid. Clen Mlem Liquid Clem. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I think this is therefore played on one of the other StarCraft servers. I don't know exactly which of the ESO Open Cups this was. Ooh, we're gonna go for a gateway over here as well as glaives. How many gateways are we on right now? Ooh, he's actually got a lot of gateways. Okay. So he's soon gonna be at 8 gates. Don't do math, Loko. He's soon gonna be, yeah, at 8. Okay, no math. No math in a video. Some of them are finishing, transforming, and all that. But he's got a load of gateways is what I'm getting at. Very greedy macro build here as well from Clem, all things considered. Very quick third base. Oh my god. He's just warping in. Adept after adept after adept after adept. Normally, these Phoenix openers, they do mean that Protoss wants to play a more macro-focused style, because Phoenixes are pretty much always going to deal damage. Look at this, he's just warping in more. Oh, he's baiting. He's waiting right now for that Terran army to go towards the low ground. Yeah, go, 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 go. That's a very early shade as well. That means that these Terran units won't really have anywhere to run. He shades right on top of that Terran army. Glaives, I mean, are done. Stimpack is nowhere even, well, it's 10 seconds from being finished. By then, all of those Terran units are dead. And Nice gets a point on the board with a very cheeky Adept all-in. Alrighty. Game number 4. Glittering Ashes. A very large map. Definitely a more macro-focused map, and therefore I can imagine that it's probably Clem's map pick. It's not really a map where you can do a whole lot of shenanigans, I guess. Because simply put, the travel time from natural to natural is just very long. I mean, I can't even do it without, like, repositioning my mouse. Can I actually do it? Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna move my hand all the way to the top of my mouse pad. Can I drag it in one move all the way to the opponent's... Okay, I can do it. Just barely, though. Just barely. Gonna go for the good old Mecha Rex right here. Do we still call it a Mecha Rex? Or is that a boomer thing of me to say? Once upon a time, when Loko first started watching StarCraft 2, there was a Terran player called Mecha. Let me actually get up the exact numbers. No, there's a Counter-Strike guy called Mecha? No. I don't care about Counter-Strike. Yeah, a Korean guy called Mecha. So his total earnings are at $9,600 for StarCraft 2, which is not particularly great. Anyways, yeah, he played back in literally 2010, 2011 or so. Anyways, he liked to do this sort of move all the time, and then obviously the opponent would be like, there's no barracks inside of the main base. Anyways, I don't think it's really gonna do a whole lot because apparently Nice doesn't care. He didn't go for any scouting. He's done cutting corners. You've angered him, Clem. He doesn't care anymore. He knows what you're gonna do, right? Imagine you're in imagine you're in Nice's shoes right now. Actually, in his socks right now, because I don't think these pro gamers wear shoes. Most of the time, they actually, at tournaments, offline events, they take off their shoes just to, like, be more comfortable. Anyways, imagine you are in Nice's socks right now, right? What do you imagine that Clem is going for? Let me guess. It is a Stimpack-based opener where you go for a quick natural expo, and maybe there's gonna be like a Cyclone out for base defense, but you'll probably get a siege tank or two and then go for third base, right? That's kind of what we expect. Maybe like a marine tank push later on into the game. You don't need the scout, Clem. Clem is going to do the most conventional thing he can, because so far that's been working out quite well for him. The previous game, I guess he was caught off guard. Yeah, the gold base and that Phoenix opener kind of indicated at least some form of macro, but that's not happening. Once again, a Stargate. I like it. Although I don't think it's a great idea to go for that Adept opener once again, though. So this is the first time that Nice finds out that there's other players. Or another player. Well, for what he knows right now, this could be a 3-player map. Not very good control right here on the Adept, although it is going to be able to sneak into the main base. Alright, SCV. SCV, good to go, sir. Kill the Adept. What, you run out of Marines? Doesn't matter. Kills the Adept with the kill steal, and then a starport as a follow-up. Once again, the Phoenix, by the way. Alright. This is where the boys go to the other side of the map. Problem is, the choke point right here on Glittering Ashes is relatively tight. Shield battery? Yeah, okay, I was gonna say shield battery is not done yet. If you take one of those grenades to the face, it can become a bit of a problem. Phoenix? Hello, Phoenix. You gotta lift something up, my man. No? I think you should lift something. Bro, do you even lift? Bro! I guess he was really waiting until the second Phoenix would come out, but... yeah, all things considered, only 2 workers going down. Bro did not lift, by the way. Alright, there's the 3rd command center. Good little footprint right over there. Paw print? What is that, a bear? I have no idea. Panda bear? Maybe. Is the panda even considered a bear? Just because it's black and white, I guess. Anyways. I guess they are considered bears. Are pandas considered bears? Hold up, I need to Google this. Are pandas considered bears? Scientists have debated for more than a century whether giant pandas belong to the bear family, the raccoon family, or a separate family of their own. Accordingly, blah, 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 giant pandas are categorized in the bear family, while red pandas are the only members of their family. Alright. Alright. So giant pandas do count. Is that even... I don't... This is what it's like to be in my head, okay? I wake up at 3 in the morning and I have to desperately look something up in Wikipedia. Just because. It's critical knowledge. What if one day I'm gonna be, you know, playing in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and the final question is whether or not the giant panda is considered a bear, right? I'd have to know. Is it a raccoon? Is it a bear? I don't know, but now I do. You're welcome. Now you do as well. A little bit of a skirmish over here from Mr. Clem, not really working out all too well. Attacking into Phoenix openers is dangerous, man. Okay, he's still killing one of them. While there definitely was an attempt here, not a huge fan of that move out. 3rd Nexus coming up here for Nice. On the right side. Feels like most of the time these bases instead are taken, but fair enough. Ooh. Nice hit a supply block. I guess the Nexus finishes up. He's already thinking about going for another base. Ooh, I actually would like it very much. Yes. Double Forge is coming up. There's the 4th Nexus. So I remember Mr. Haas playing this style some time ago, where you essentially play Protoss like you're a Zerg. I think that's what we're having here anyways. Look at this. The 3rd base is just about to land. Clem just lost a chunk of his army, so he's going to be playing safe. This map has about a gajillion bases you can take. And essentially what I've seen Haas do in the past at the very least is that he almost plays Protoss like he's a Zerg. Or he plays Zerg like he's a... no, other way around. He plays Protoss like he's a Zerg player. He literally builds like 100 probes. And then just makes a bunch of stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. Zealots, Stalkers, like the cheap units are the most obvious choice. But obviously you can do whatever you like. He's going to be able to pump out 4 probes here at once very soon. And there's the additional gateways coming up. 6 more gateways here. That's going to bring the grand total to 9, 7. Okay, 7 gateways here in total. It's going to bring the grand total up to 10 gates. Take another one, Nice. Yo, Nice, look at these mineral patches over here, dude. Don't they look nice? No. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. I haven't seen this in a while. I'm sure Clem hasn't either. This is one of those builds that's exceptionally greedy. But look at Mr. Clem, man. He's scanning his own base. This next push here from Clem is actually becoming very important now. Because Nice just invested in like 2,000 minerals worth of infrastructure. And it really hasn't paid off for itself just yet. He sees this base. Honestly, Nice could even give up on this base. It would be fine, but... he's sending everything back home. He was thinking about going for an engagement. Clem, I think he... I don't know. Yeah, Clem was thinking about going there, but... decides to back up right now. The problem is he doesn't actually know about the 4th and the 5th base even. So this Marine over here has been tasked with scouting that sort of information out. He's gonna find out about that fully saturated 4th base, it seems. Judging by the army movement right here of Nice. Yeah, so he sees the base right now. And he sees probes moving on over towards the left side of the map. One critical part of this is the lack of gases. So it's one of those builds where you stay on 4 gases for a very long time. And you quite literally aim for like 100 probes. Nice. Could you actually make 100 probes? Because that would make for a killer YouTube title. Like, I need to, you know, I need to always come up with like a title for these videos. We still need a bunch more, man. You've only got 87 right now. Okay, that's actually a lot. Can we make... yeah! Oh, wait, no, I thought it was a probe. I thought we were gonna go for another base as well, but not quite. I'm a little concerned right here for the way that Clem is playing. I mean, Clem obviously does have a solid army and stuff. He's got himself a decent economy for this stage in the game too, in like a regular game of Terran versus Protoss. But I really feel like he needs to try and shut this base down. He needs to try and shut down something. Oh my god, look at this. Nice is considering going for another base. At this point though, look, more gateways are coming up. Nice can start warping in. Yeah, like a dozen zealots at once. And he can do so every you know, what is it, like 20 seconds? I don't know what the exact cooldown is. Anyways, he can regularly warp in a whole load of units. And by the time that you move across, his army is going to be larger than it was previously. Take that, sensor tower. Anyways, I think this is where the real fight happens though. Reinforcements are probably going to be able to clean up most of this zealot aggression. Is there enough right now for a Protoss player to break through this major Terran army? Has he already used charge there? I guess he did already use charge. There's a couple of Widow Mines over there. The Widow Mines, though, are dealing a bunch of damage, but is there enough? Yeah, he's just warping in just a dozen units at a time. He's playing Protoss as if he's a Zerg. And this is the most important hold in this game. I mean, if he holds, that is. I think he will. EMP is softening up a lot of these Protoss units quite a bit. But this is not really a Protoss army you need to micro a whole lot. We've got double forge going, double upgrades. Blink is only just now coming up. It's most literally just like 100 workers and... okay, 91 probes right now and mostly zealots. Can we make 100 workers, please? Nice. Come on, Nice. You've got more minerals to mine soon, okay? You're gonna need those probes, I promise you, dude. Plus, Loko needs a YouTube title. I'm not being selfish. You try and title literally like 3,500 YouTube videos. Literally. Literally! Anyways. The zealots on the right side of the map. Getting a little bit of work in. I like this, man. I like this a lot for Nice right now. 4th base, though, up and running here for Clem. Planetary Fortress is soon going to be finished as well. And you know what? Even though I am fanboying over Nice here for a little while already, it was very easy there for Clem to lose 30 workers, but he only lost a bunch. Another base going up in the center of the map. He's got a lot of expansions here. Wait, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. You thought you weren't going to learn anything today. Learn to count with Loko. You're welcome. There's the Robo Bay coming up. +3/+3 is going to be done pretty soon. These upgrades are not cheap. Nice at 96, dude. You just need one more cycle of probes. He's maxed out right now, but once you lose a few more of those zealots, I feel like you got to do it. Do it for the fans. Widow Mines are going to be absolute key, by the way, here. Yeah, Widow Mines are going to be so important. Okay, good splits right there. Not too many of them going down just yet. Yeah, very nicely done right there by Clem. He's a difficult player to push into. Anything happens though, there's immediately like another another group of zealots. It's like the Legacy of the Void announcement trailer. You remember that one? About their sacred homeland and their sacred whatevers. About the Kala and stuff. Anyways. Ooh. Big EMPs. One Storm Dose still lands. Bunch of SCVs end up going down, but that is at the cost of like a dozen zealots as well. Maybe more than that. But he's literally warping in 14 zealots at once. Get him, nice. This is by no means a cost-efficient trade, though, for our Protoss player. He's got more robos finishing up. At the same time, there is a little bit of a push on... Hey, he's making more probes! We're at 102 workers! Anyways, there is a little bit of a skirmish on the other side of the map, too, but nothing 14 zealots can't deal with. Extended thermal lens starts up. How many robo facilities do we have? 3. You can make 3... Yeah! 3 Colossi at once! Nice is a StarCraft billionaire going shopping. He's just pointing at things in the mall that he wants. He's like, give me Phoenixes, get me Colossi, get me 14 Zealots. Again, give me another 14 Zealots. This is what happens when you're a rich Protoss player. Day in the life of Zest. No, okay, maybe not, but... He does have a healthy amount of resources here. Let's leave it at that. Can you kill one more probe, Mr. Clem? I would like to have round numbers. Maybe I'm getting a little carried away, though, as far as the work count goes. Clem not paying attention to this for just a little bit. Widow Mines, though. Okay. Do get some good hits. That's where the Colossi are going to hit like a truck, though. Yeah, there are quite a few Marauders in this mix. But if this Terran army is constantly kiting backwards, the game becomes very hard. Okay, he starts up a couple of Vikings as well. This is one of those absolute painful unit comps to play against, man. As Terran, you need like 500 APM to do anything, and Protoss is like, haha, attack move goes brrrt. Oh my god, those blinks! Oh, a couple of Phoenixes have been hitting away at a few of these Medivacs over time. How many Colossi are we on? He's soon gonna be at 6 Colossi. Nice is unstoppable at this point, man. He doesn't care. Okay, he probably should care a little bit, though, because... At least at this point, resource lost-wise, it's not looking so hot. 145 Zealots going down. As if they are Zerglings. Probably wishes he had some of those Phoenixes still available. Oh, he's making a new one, specifically because of it. EMP on a Nexus, just to try and hit and run, I guess. Not something we see all too often. Okay. The Phoenix over here? Yeah, the Phoenix is over here. Most of the Stalkers, however, went into the main base. So nice. Well, he's forcing the movement here. Not capable of blinking underneath those Medivacs. That being said, I mean, this is a dangerously low hit point army. He knows that there are Stalkers out. He knows he might accidentally be cut off. Okay. The probe transfer there almost caught, but luckily there for a nice. He did have a couple of the probes leading the charge. So he didn't lose literally everything. God, that's a lot of Colossi. Nice is everywhere right now. There's so much Protoss. Normally you go for like 2 or 3, maybe 4 Colossus if you're in a crazy mood. 14 Zealots. 14 Zealots. It literally is playing Protoss like he's a Zerg, right? It quite literally is the same move. Am I saying here that Zerg is also just attack move? Well, Terran has to microlate our butts up? For the most part, yes. Okay. New base is acquired here from Nice. He was intending on winning a little while ago. Clem has been holding on pretty smoothly here, all things considered. Obviously, he doesn't need as much income here because, well, he's got, you know, a far more cost-efficient army. EMP's right over there, by the way, hurting a lot of that Protoss force, too. Okay, Disruptors here in the mix. Oh! EMP is dealing a ton of damage here. Yeah. Not really liking that all too much for Nice. That being said, this is like one disruptor hit away from being an absolute disaster. Bottom right side, or bottom right corner of the map, by the way, all Protoss at this point. Zealots looking to see if they can get some more damage done this time around. That leaves the planetary fortress mostly undefended, it seems. Okay, yeah. Clem now forced to split up his army. Okay, planetary will go down. A couple of the ghosts there also did get hit, but at the same time, most of the Colossi do get destroyed here. Nice moves by Clem. Now takes the supply lead for the first time in a while. Oh, beautiful pickup over there as well. He decides to now even pull some of the boys just there as a target. Does he have enough gateways? Oh, yeah. Here's the reinforcements coming in. Protoss normally doesn't reinforce that quickly, man. Clem's like, wait, I just destroyed your army. How many gateways do you have? Don't you have like 8? And I was like, no. My gateways are hatcheries now. I've got larvae. Yeah, Clem hasn't actually thought about the bottom right corner until just now. He's been scanning top left, but he found out about the bottom right corner at this point. Wouldn't be surprised if a medevac full of units is going to head on over in that direction very soon. A couple of probes are being destroyed, though. Yeah, the Nexus is dead. EMPs go down as well on these Protoss armies. Nice's main concern right now as far as micro goes is trying to not blow up his own zealots with disruptors. If you want to see disruptors blowing up their own units, you should check out my Protoss streams. Haven't played a lot of Protoss recently, admittedly, but I'm very good at that. It's a skill not many people possess, but... Oh, we have a sandwich over here once again! He's always cutting it so close. Anyways, one medevac full of units eventually did make it down towards the bottom right. Zealots are once again everywhere, just trying to be as annoying as possible, stress the multitasking to the best of their abilities. There's more Zealots over there. Center base here off the Terran player, okay, will be destroyed for a second time. Zealots over here were meant to actually go in for the counterattack, but they now accidentally intercept that dropship. GG is gold. Nice. Wins game number 4. All right, the rubber match. Game number 5, the final one in this best of 5 series, takes place on Hardwire. I'll be honest with you, after those very first 2 games, I didn't think we were going to be here. Because it seemed like Clem was playing quite a bit better than his opponent. And honestly, he has been playing quite a bit better than his opponent. But the score, yeah, does still definitely show that, well, it's all even right now. And whoever wins this match is the one who obtains the victory. Playing better doesn't always mean that you obtain the victory in a game like StarCraft 2, right? It is, after all, a strategy game. Alright, what are we doing? Nothing out of the ordinary. I guess we're gonna go for an Enjube block right over here on the low ground. Thought for a second Clem wanted to go for some cheese of his own, which definitely is doable, but again, I wouldn't recommend it against players that cheese. Nice has been molded by cheese, okay? He's been playing against Haas for the better part of a decade. He has seen things other players have not seen before. Yeah, so this is one of those things that's nice. Pun not intended. No, but it's nice if you delay your natural or your opponent's natural runner, but the problem is obviously that he's also going to delay his own natural, because it's not like the Enjube here is free. Nice moving on over towards the 3rd base right away. Once again, opting to not go for any sort of scouting, by the way. So he knows nothing. If this would have been a proxy, I don't know what to think of this situation here for our Protoss. Anyways, at this point, Clem scouts it as well. Cancels the Enjube. Very happy with the start, I'm sure. I think we have to go for a CC. Okay, Clem just playing as safe as he can. Yeah, not really taking any gambles here. Going into the reactor. He's soon going to be able to pump out 2 of those Marines at once, which is nice and all. Oh, God. Now I catch myself making that stupid pun every time. I'm sorry. What was I saying? I completely forgot my train of thought. Oh, right, yeah. So, we're going Reaper and a Marine. Nice. At this point, I guess Clem is just going to play as safe as he possibly can. He doesn't want to die to something stupid. But obviously, if you play safe against everything, you might just accidentally fall behind against, like, a greedy economical play, right? Which is definitely an option right here for Nice. At least when your third base is forced before your natural expo. You might want to go for a greedier third base. And if then you're going up against a Terran player who's just trying to be as safe as possible, they might accidentally put themselves behind. And they might accidentally shoot themselves in the foot. Anyways. Nice. Sending whatever units he's got across the map. Yeah, and now all of a sudden, Clem is blind. He has no idea what he sees and what he's going up against. So he's gone for the triple Rex start as well. This is one of those moves where you go basically for Stimpak, Combat Shield, maybe +1 in a little bit as well. And then you just try and simply hit as soon as those upgrades are finished. It's very strong when executed correctly, but it also leaves all of the pressure off of Protoss here for the next couple of minutes. Like, until those upgrades are done, these Protoss units have free reign of the map. Nice can do whatever he likes. There's not going to be any scouting right here for Clem either, so he's basically just playing defense. Which again, can work out, but can also backfire pretty hard. He is going to have one hell of a timing attack though coming up. Clem, that is. Okay. Nice has actually been cutting workers here for a little bit already. Are we going to go for just a 3-gate? Is that what we're doing? Oh, yeah. Prism over here right now as well available. Prism obviously very strong. You can pick up weakened units, assuming you're in the right place. A couple of SCVs pulled here as well. Yeah, Nice has not been adding on any workers here in quite some time. Apparently, we're just gonna try and finish off this series with a good old 3-gates all in. Just 3 gateways and a Dream. Dream is not a Terran player, look. Anyways, he's trying. And honestly, so far, this is looking pretty good. Very nice pickup micro there. Yep, picks up the weakened Stalkers. They do regenerate shields, by the way, while inside of the Prism. A couple of Zealots right now as well. Ready to lead the front. Stimpak is finishing up very soon. Combat Shields at this point is done. But at this point, there don't seem to be that many Terran units anymore available for Stimpak in the first place. Yeah. Nice decides to go very deep. Did he just do it? I think he may have just done it. That bunker is, of course, very nice. Unintentional pun. How many times have I said nice this series? I probably made puns when I didn't even realize it. 16 workers were just killed. That being said, it's not like Protoss has a lot of workers themselves either. That bunker is now the most important structure that Clem has built in this whole series. Yeah, maybe a little bit of an overextension. He decides to elevator some of those units into the main base as well, picking up the Zealot. Bypassing this entirely. Really? An Immortal, by the way, has been built as well on the other side of the map. It's probably using its little feet to now wander towards the other side. It's going to be a little bit, but it'll get here eventually. 23 SCVs. Goes for a second Immortal. Immortals are good against bunkers, but of course also against the Marauders here. Plus, they are very good when it comes to the Prism. In combination with the Prism, they can be microed for a while. Jimmy over here. Absolutely destroyed. Okay. Maybe I was cheering a little too soon. Clem is trying his best to stabilize, but you gotta keep in mind, right? There is no medevac here available. So every single time he stims, it's costing him. So he would love to kill the Prism. Like, killing the Prism here would be the end of this push. The problem is, if he stims and he doesn't get it, he's just, you know, successfully killed 20% of his own army. What was that? Oh, yeah. Okay, that was not good. That was really not good at all. Losing a couple of his units there for free. I don't know if Nice had the ping advantage for this particular series. So maybe this was played on like the Asian server or something. So that reaction time right there by Clem can be explained by the fact that he was playing with like 300 ping. Oh, there's a force field. Oh my god, 2 really good force fields. The units got squeezed through. Oh my god, I think he's still done it. I think he's still done it. That stim pack is so expensive. Like, if there's no healing, you can stim again. Yeah, here we go. Okay, he's stimming again. Okay, he's backed up in range right there of the prism. Shield battery even coming up right here, using the prism here to build down those structures. That is one of those things that you can do. It provides pylon power. As a matter of fact, there's a small little pylon in front of the warp prism, and you can indeed put it down and put down shield batteries. Yeah, look at this. There's a little pylon right there. You see it at the bottom? Oh my god, that is pretty sexy. We don't normally see that. Shield batteries, like, right now built underneath the prism. And then obviously a pylon can be added into the mix as well. That's going to ultimately power all of this. But this does save you like a half minute of time while you're waiting for the pylon to be done. This is really dirty, but I love it. Oh, that was not perfect. There's only Marines remaining at this point, though. Once Siege Tank does come out, Siege Tank here is going to be quite nice, assuming it can actually hit the things on the low ground. But now there's, like, no workers anymore available. Shield battery over here is healing up the prism. That was bait! There it is! Nice! Ends up winning this series 3-2, making a full reverse sweep against someone of the caliber of Clem. That's insane. GG's.